Another mortal to the fire.
A child of dust! What brings you to the crown of the sun? The desert is unkind to mortals. Ulcerund is the last bastion of the Fae in Detir, one of the few places in these desert lands where we are plentiful. I do not wish to speak to you about Fae affairs, mortal. This place is older than your mind can grasp, and it will remain long after you are gone. They are summer Fae, but their minds have been altered. They attack any who travel the sands, be they mortal or Fae. I am the guardian of the Crown of the Sun. It is my role to watch this sacred place and see to the safety of the keepers in training. Florian told you of it. They must trust you implicitly. It is one of many sources of our worldly power. It is an almost limitless source of magical energy, closely tied to the essence of Ulcerund. They spent hundreds of years here in preparation of their duties. I am tasked with meeting their needs, ensuring they are ready. It will be several hundred years before the replacements for the current keepers arrive. Florian and the Circle sent you to access the crossing? It is highly unusual for a mortal to invoke a Fae rite, but your aura is most unlike a mortal's. Very well. Prepare yourself. Well done. You are a skilled combatant. It's no wonder you've earned the respect of Florian and his circle. The Amulet of the Sun is yours, and with it your right to descend to the crossing.
This life offers two choices: fight or die. Those who choose to live face conflict. It is the natural balance of this world. The weeds preclude the flower's bud. The spider's web arrests the fly. The water carves the rock. In the dry wastes of Detir, in the land known as Ulcerund, the House of Valar became the home of this primal force.
I smell the stink of mortal flesh. Ready to fall,
Die!
The jagged cliffs, angles meeting the swollen sea, treacherous to the ungainly Alfar, was the homeland our people took. I have seen the places upon the hillside our ancestors forged from sea-sculpted stone. Glir Rathwen, the bluffs of Tawili, were settled near the light of the heavens that glittered brightest, gazing towards Lyria's teardrop, the earth's steeple rising to meet her magnificence.
Welcome to Caer Elath, mortal. We have not had visitors in a very long time. What do you seek? It is no accident that Keralatha is a place of great spiritual confluence. The crossing's flow of energy has influenced the landscape, shaped it as the ancients once did. Halcyon is my companion, and a revelation. I never in my life spoke to a summer fae, yet now I see that winter and summer are not so different. Always dear Pura has stood vigil at the Circle of the Sun, awaiting the new keepers to give them direction. It was she who led Halcyon and myself to the crossing when we first arrived in Amalur. I am quite skilled at sage crafting. It is one of my roles. I will aid you if you require it. It is a nexus of energies, a place where magic flows infinitely. There are few such places on Amalur, and the Keepers are tasked with protecting them. The Keepers live to prevent use of the crossing by either Fae Empire. Its power is such that both Summer and Winter Fae have agreed to leave its power unharnessed. Yes, I am Winter Fae and Halcyon is Summer Fae. That is the nature of the crossing. A representative from both courts remains here for balance. I always distrusted the Summer Fae, but it is difficult to distrust your only companion. Over the centuries, Halcyon and I have grown to rely on one another. Take caution. Welcome to Keralathamort to deal with the Narca curse. If Pura has given you the means to pass, then do so. You should seek out Halcyon. He will assist you in this. It is where the replacement keepers go to prepare for their work at the crossing. When it is time for them to assume their posts, they enter into combat with Pura, as you did. If they survive, she brings them here, as she did with us. Take caution in these lands, mortal. Your kind is particularly susceptible to it.
You should feel privileged. The crossing is not a place of mortal business. You are the first to come this far. That essence of the Fellfire bloom is meant for the crossing, yes? To cure this region of the Narca curse. I will not allow it. Florian, in all his wisdom, does not see what I see. That the crossing is a solution to this long winter. No Fey empire has ever risen so. It is not the way of things. I have been using the power of the crossing to gradually tip the balance of magic in favor of the Summer Fey in Ulcerund, but this had unfortunate side effects. The crossing is tied to the magical essence of this land, and so are the Fey of this region. My tampering has driven them to madness. It is a necessary corruption. Better for a few of us to be mad than to wait for this long winter to end. Perish. I cannot allow you to interfere further. The Circle of Engard must endure my curse for as long as it takes to end this long winter.
I see. Alcir's devotion to his king and court was more powerful than our friendship. That he would compromise his own kind to end the long winter is deeply unsettling. Perhaps, in the end, he'd become Narka himself. You have my thanks. Please, take these. They are imbued with Fey magic, and should aid you wherever you may go. I serve the Unseelie court. I was chosen to guard the crossing as the winter representative, to watch over its power during the long winter. The crossing has changed. I can feel it. But whether it undid the damage Halcyon inflicted remains to be seen. Return to Florian and report what transpired. Take caution in these lands. Mortal. Your kind is particularly susceptible to its dangers.
Greetings.
I can feel a change in the air. The taint of the Naka curse is rapidly dissipating. A shame it was caused by one of the Sealie's own. The Circle and I will take our leave. A small number of Naka will undoubtedly remain. We will reclaim our brethren and defeat what Naka are left. Thanks to you, perhaps Alcerund will recover from the Naka after all. Farewell, mortal.
The Circle of Engard strives to reclaim the Fey rights lost with the House of Valor.
Good day. Welcome back. What can I do for you? Farewell.
are the Circle of Engard.
You're telling me. Join the parents. The dust must be slain.
The sands of Ulcerand rest above a vast...
And the footfalls of another wayfarer grace our ears. I'm delighted. I don't suppose you're traveling through Galette, are you? If so, I would not look too hard for anyone. There is not much left to find. Yes, we are pilgrims of a sort. Missionaries might be a more appropriate label. We serve our God and follow his will. It was quite a miracle. A number of my order, all drawn by common faith, came to the village, and we showed them salvation. There was fire and blood and screaming, yes, much screaming, but all for the glory of the great Balin. Praise be to him. We liberated them, man and woman, Alfar and human. We have delivered them to Balin, to his paradise. In exchange, our coven will welcome the slumbering Titan, Balin's beloved servitor, into these lands. But would he not? For right now, we will show you paradise.
You're the one Colm found slaying the Testament? I'm impressed. Well, I'm not here for the Testament. I'm here for gold. And I've got work for two. Care to make some riches? I served as a hireling in the Warsworn once, but as my friends made rank, I was passed over too many times. And so I left. I live by my own oaths now. I'd been through here a few years back, on my Warsworn training. It was as nice a place as you'd like to find in Detir, but there was always something sinister about those ruins in the canyon's end. I suppose we know why now. I was a Warsworn hireling once, was passed over for promotion one too many times. On my last job, I found a map to a treasure beneath Galette. A friend, Tears, and I gathered a crew to claim it. We found the town in ruins, but were undeterred. We would get what we came for. Then Tears slipped something into my drink, and the crew left without me. Now I want to beat them to the treasure, and I could use your support. They wanted to cut me out. That's the only reason I can think of. I'll show those bastards. Why, you... Fine. Even a tenth of this treasure will be enough to make us rich. Now, can we go? Good. We split the map among the crew, but I know the treasure lies in Galette Caverns. Now, let's move. There were 4 in the crew, including myself. My good friend Tears had the idea. He found the map as well. The other 2 were a pair of mercenaries, an Almain named Alsers and a Varane named Bertzer. They seemed trustworthy enough. You've got my thanks for helping me in the Galette tunnels, but it looks like we haven't seen the last of the Testament. We're here. Something is wrong. Let's clear out these kobolds first. It's in these tunnels, but something happened here. It looks like we've got to deal with these kobolds before anything else. Kobolds are taken care of, but something's strange. All these bodies. I don't think the kobolds killed these people. Tyrs was former warsworn like me. A rabble of beasts would be no trouble for him. And these other bodies look like they've seen action. They must be of the Testament, which means they encountered Tyrs, and they fought it out. We better see if Tyrs made it out alive. I don't know for sure. It's locked tight. We'll have to find the bodies of Alces and Bertza to unlock it. We'd better start looking. If you see a body that looks like one of my crew, give me a shout and I'll come over. Can't believe they're actually dead. It looks like they made a stand against the Testament. I don't know them. Probably one of those damn Testament fools. This isn't Alces, Bertza, or Tyrs. This isn't Alces, Bertza, or Tyrs. I don't know them. This is a stranger's face. I don't know them. This isn't Ulcer's, but... It's Ulcer's. I didn't know him well, but he didn't deserve to die like this. Looks like he has his part of the combination still. This isn't Ulcer's, but... I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't know them. Another member of the Testament. Looks like... Another member of... Bertha. She was just a mercenary looking for easy gold. Didn't know the job would end like this. But here's our combination anyway. It's Tears. We're already too late. I don't know. Tears never ran from a fight in his life. It's almost like he locked himself in here on purpose. Why? If he knew he was dead, why go through the trouble of hiding in here? Unless to keep the Testament from getting the treasure. Wait, did you hear that? The Testament's come. Then it's settled. My crew got the door open, the Testament came in, tried to take the ring, and ushered everyone into paradise. Damn fools. We only came here for the money. It's all we wanted. Yet Tears kept the ring from them. He thought it was more important than his life. Why? The Testament's done enough. I'll make sure they never repeat what they did here. Take the ring. I no longer want it. I'll see you at camp.
Fire of the land. The burnt skin of the world glows red with suffering. It is the deep gloam, and the pallor of death settles on the people of Amalur. Fires rage across the wastes. The only sound is whispered laughter. As the embers cool and the wind blows across the desert, life once more erupts from the husk of the earth. and the struggle begins.